Why there is no alt season in an institution-led Bitcoin cycle. Flint West reporting. Let's clear something up. Nothing is broken, nothing is late, and nothing is about to pop just because a guy on X drew a rainbow chart with crayons. This cycle didn't fail to deliver an alt season. It rejected the premise entirely. Why? Because the buyer changed. In every previous cycle, crypto was driven by retail. Retail chases upside, stories, vibes, mascots, and screenshots of overnight millionaires. Retail rotates, retail dreams, retail spins the wheel. That's how you get alt seasons. But 2025 isn't a retail cycle. This is an institution-led cycle, and institutions don't rotate, they consolidate. Institutions don't wake up asking which JPEG has the best community. They don't care about Discords, DAOs, or roadmaps coming soon. They ask one question: what is the minimum infrastructure required to absorb, store, and move capital at scale? That's it. That's the whole exam. And when you answer that honestly, the stack gets very small, very fast. At the base of it all sits Bitcoin. Not as a trade, not as a narrative, but as a monetary anchor. A non-sovereign store of value, a balance sheet asset, a digital deep freeze for purchasing power. Next to it, stablecoins, because markets need rails, not sermons. Then you get smart contract infrastructure, where Ethereum plays the role of the primary settlement and coordination layer, and Solana shows up as a high-speed execution engine. And then, silence. That's the list. Here's the part people don't want to hear. If an asset is not preemptive infrastructure, if it doesn't sit underneath future markets instead of on top of hype, then institutional capital has no reason to touch it. NFTs, cultural artifacts, not infrastructure. Small cap utility tokens, unproven demand. No balance sheet role. Narrative coins, great for podcasts, useless for fiduciaries. Institutions don't buy optionality across 10,000 experiments. They buy the layer that everything else depends on. Just like the internet didn't make every website a trillion-dollar company, it made Google unavoidable. So when crypto pundits promise the alt season is coming, what they're really saying is, I'm still modeling the market as if retail is in charge. But retail isn't in charge anymore. The marginal buyer today is an institution. The next marginal buyer is a sovereign. And sovereigns don't care about yield farming, JPEGs, or tokenized sneakers. They care about stores of value, which means the future is even more concentrated than the present. This is why Bitcoin dominance isn't rolling over. This is why capital isn't rotating. This is why your favorite alt keeps bleeding against Bitcoin while influencers pretend it's accumulation. There is no alt season because the dominant cohort has no use for one. Markets don't move on hope. They move on who has the checkbook. And right now, the checkbook is held by people who don't gamble. They allocate. So here's the takeaway, clean and cold. When institutions lead, infrastructure wins. When infrastructure wins, narratives starve. That's not bearish. That's not bullish. That's just how power consolidates. Flint West, signing off.